What's up everyone, my name is Jesse and this is the auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time as a musician myself. Today's the return of Mega Man. This is Mega Man 02. We're gonna have 3 songs today. It's a little bit of a new thing I'm gonna try. We're gonna be listening to Departure, otherwise known as the Sand Wilderness opening stage. And then we're gonna be listening to Sand Triangle, Forest of Dices, High Leg Orobuckle stage, both from the channel Frygoon. And then after that, I'm going to go back to Departure, but hear a remastered version from Rockman Zero Mythos from the channel Super Mega 23.3. Normally I would hear these back to back, but I don't know, I just want to kind of mix it up. So I'm gonna hear Departure first, hear the next one, and then go back to Departure. These are requested by a handful of people: Kevin, StaticGorilla, Aurange, and Joseph. I do not know if I've heard Mega Man 02 yet. I can't keep track anymore, but Mega Man is always a good time. This is Departure, the opening stage. Let's go. Gotta love that MIDI electric guitar. Dun, 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 dun. Sounds like Mount Factory or that. Wow. I think it's the first time I ever heard a pig scrape MIDI. Like. Man, I love Mega Man's like just overly synthy sound. Oh, there's percussion coming in. It sounds like I don't know. It sounds nice. Now it sounds ugly. That's so cool. That is so cool, actually. I've never heard that. Through like a chiptune. Sand Wilderness. Oh, okay, hold on. Sand? What's that mean? I'm just thinking of like dunes now and like swirling. This song is really aggressively melody heavy. Way less focus on the percussion and just more the lead. Sounds very 80s too. You know, before I move on to the next one, there's one thing that came to mind immediately. I've only heard one opening stage to my knowledge. Correct me if I'm wrong, but before the auditorium, I already knew about a song in Mega Man called Central Highway, which I believe is X. I think it has another name. I don't know if Central Highway is the name of the song or the name of the stage, but that first da 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 da. I heard that somewhere, and I just was like, "Oh, what's that?" And that's my idea of like an opening stage in Mega Man. You know, just that kind of just the visual. I see it and I hear it. You know, the background kind of city and futuristic look. But I don't know 02. You have to remember, like, I don't know anything about Mega Man really. I just know it's a huge franchise, and I can't keep track with how many games there are. I know people have like commented, oh, there's this amount of games, but I'm not gonna remember that. But one thing I will say, which is a staggering statement, is no matter what, I can always tell it's a Mega Man song. I can't really say that about many games. There's only so many games you can say that about. I feel like I can say that with most Zelda. Maybe Mario. I don't know. Actually, no. I take that back on Mario. Mario's kind of like a little too diverse, which is good. But, for example, like I can't... What I'm trying to say is like a Mario song from like the 90s versus like 2010s, worlds apart as far as, you know, instrumentation and... You know what I mean? But Mega Man always has this very consistent, really lead keyboard heavy sound. But not only that, is like the melody choices. If I heard this blind, I can almost guarantee you I would guess that it's Mega Man. Mega Man is, and I was saying this is how I know, like I stand by this, because I was saying this before the reactions and the like auditorium. When with the little music I did hear from Mega Man, I was like, dude, that sounds like Mega Man. You know, just had those thoughts already. Really cool. We're gonna come back to that one and the remastered one, but apparently it's the opening theme, and I do have some context on this actually. Let me see. This level theme for the opening stage of Mega Man 02, honestly one of the coolest intro levels in any Mega Man game. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Sand Wilderness. This one I'm not sure where it plays, but this is the Sand Triangle, as in I don't know how late into the game. Let's go into it. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Sand Wilderness? Sand Triangle? I just noticed that. I'm guessing this might play shortly after. This is Sand Triangle. Okay, we have drums now. Again, it was called Rock Band. So there is that aggressive. That's a sick bass line. Quick question. Whatever the most modern Mega Man game is, does it still sound like Mega Man, or do they have like proper instruments now, and it sounds kind of different? I'm legit curious. I feel like this is a series that can stay in MIDI forever. Forest of Isis. Sand Triangle. Dude, the bass is killing it in this one. The bass is reminding me of Shinobi. Kind of just walking forward bass line. Very side-scroller. So it's following the guitar line, but also doing its own thing. That's really sick. Like right here, it goes off to its own thing. Interesting song. It's like mystical, but still aggressive. Oh, we got a breakdown. Man, I wonder how many guitars and basses this game inspired to pick up an instrument. Let me see when this was made, because to me, I'm getting very, like, 98, 97 feel. 02 collection. Where's the 02? Game Boy Advance? This is a handheld. 2003. What the hell? Okay, for some reason I was not thinking handheld. So I'm guessing this is Mega Man 02, but Mega Man 0 Collection is probably like a bundle of Zero games. This actually really does remind me of Shinobi. Shinobi has this exotic scale sound, but also this forward momentum, and it's very rhythmic heavy with the bass. So it's like, and I praise that soundtrack all the time. This is really good. I feel like this is one of my favorite Mega Man songs now. Aggressive yet calm. The bass is the winner for me on this one. I'm also tempted to see what this game looks like. I could probably do that. Let's see if I remember after the next one. Let me see what the context I have for this one is. Okay. I'll read that in just a second. Wow. It sounded kind of, I don't want to say like a boss theme, but it sounded like I was getting up to one. You know, on the path to one or something like that. Nice. Okay. Well, the only thing I'm confused on is the whole sand part. Because this one says forest or diocese. Maybe, if I had to guess, because I don't know how the worlds or layout or levels work in Mega Man. The only thing I know about Mega Man, typically, I don't know if it's all of them or just some, but I know like one thing is that you can kind of choose your destiny, I guess. You know, you can start the game and go to this boss and get that power. I don't know if that's like been like a normal thing or just a couple of games, but so the context I have for this was Mega Man 0, 1 through 4. Okay, so it's 4 of them. Was a series for the GBA. Oh, it says right here. This is a song for a jungle stage with robot bees, plants, etc., and platforming. Impressive track for Game Boy Advance. There's also a collection released in 2020. Pretty sure that's what I'm listening to. A jungle stage with robot bees, plants. Okay. And then I have another one, actually. That says forest stage theme with ancient cyberpunk ruins inside. What the heck? So it sounds exactly what it looks like then. It sounds like this kind of exotic place with technology. Did I have? This one didn't really describe what was happening here. It just said it was an opening stage. That was really cool. And I'm guessing High Leg Oro Bakul is the boss of this place. Also, let me read what it says here. The first one is for the 0 collection. It says T203. And this one says T213. Let me know what that means. I'm guessing they're somewhat related. But then again, they could just be from the same game and happen to have sand in the title. Wow. I like Mega Man music. As someone who plays guitar, you know, I hear all these little things that could very well be guitar parts. And you know what's funny is every time I listen to Mega Man every single time on the right side of the screen. I would show you, but then it would mess up my whole overlay. You know how it always shows recommended videos? It's always like the most relevant song that I just heard, and then like guitar cover, bass cover, synth cover. I just have to imagine how early, like I think about my life where, like, say in a different reality, instead of the Sega, I grew up with Nintendo stuff, and like I wonder how early I could have got actually into the guitar if I played these games. I didn't get into it until I was 14. So I don't know. It just makes me think like just how much inspiration these games probably got someone to buy a guitar or to buy a keyboard or something like that. That's just really, really cool. It goes so much further beyond the game to me. Also, for some reason, I don't know why, and I'm totally judging a book by its cover, I'm going to say that this game is difficult. Something about Mega Man and difficulty seem to go hand in hand. Every time I've seen footage of the game on Twitch or something, it's like backseat city. People are just like flexing their knowledge or whatever, you know. That was good. That was really, really good. That was one of the more different sounding songs I've heard in Mega Man history. It was like slower, but yet still aggressive as hell. Very nice. And now something new. We returned back to a song that I heard earlier. But this is Rockman Zero Mythos, which happens to be remastered soundtracks. We're not doing this for the one we just heard. We're returning for their departure. Oh my god, this has 2.5 million views. Well, let's get into it. It's gonna be fun revisiting a song that I just heard a couple of minutes ago, and you're gonna see how quickly I can either A, forget stuff, or B, just be like, oh, yeah, I remember that just a couple seconds ago. This is Back to Departure from Rockman Zero Mythos. I don't know what year this came out or anything. Or who's performing it. Ooh, sad. We got a whole intro now. Is that his hair? Oh my gosh. You know, this reminds me of like Super Radius from Falcom. The piano chords are now electric power chords. I actually got a little bit of goosebumps in that. I can feel everyone's nostalgia right now. This must have been what it sounded like to you as a kid, you know? Oh, that guitar sounds so creamy too. You know what this song sounds like? We're getting old, fellas. And ladies. Woo! Gotta throw harmony in there. Mega Man music is beautiful, and this proves it. Not to say that the original stuff isn't beautiful, but like now you can really hear the nucleus of it. Oh man. fact that's an opening stage too, I'm feeling the nostalgia for you guys. I've never even played this game. This would be like me listening to Green Hill Zone. In this style, I'd be like, floods of memories of being a kid and not paying bills. Gas being $1. Or petrol. Oh, that was so cool, man. I have no info on if anyone can find the credits for that. Either the guitar player, the band, whatever. That was awesome. That was a nice little cherry on top for the whole video. There's parts of me that obviously wants to hear the same thing for the last song, but I'm totally satisfied with that. Like, that was a nice like little sandwich for me. Quite literally a you know, meat bread type of thing. But also, I've never done that in a video before. I always like to mix things up. I don't like to have a uniform type of thing. Normally, I would just, you know, listen to the same song twice and then the next one. But, you know, there's no rules here. I just was like, you know what, let's come back to it. And then, you know, I can get it kind of gives you a different perspective. I'm really glad I did it, actually. And I might start doing it now. Or just, you know, venture out more than I normally do. Because, believe it or not, I really appreciate the first one again. The original one. Because I spent a couple of minutes away from it. Because you have to see it from my point of view as well. I don't often revisit songs just because I move on to the next one, and then I go listen to the stuff I normally listen to or do what I do, you know, like rarely do I stick with one or like add it to my personal playlist, even though I would love to add all of them because there's so many good ones. And I truly mean that, but then I would just have way too many songs, you know? So I think it's obvious, but if you haven't noticed, like I try to just appreciate it right there and then in that moment, because I know it's going to be like a bittersweet goodbye as soon as it's over, because there's a good chance I'm not going to hear it again for a long time, or maybe ever. So I'm thinking about it that way, you know. For you might have like this nostalgic thing, and ooh, that was a nice version. Whether you like the original or this one better, that doesn't really matter. Obviously, your bias is wherever you heard it first, but I'm thinking of it as, well, I just heard it. I heard another song in between, and even though it's only been a couple minutes, I already see what this song is meant to do. It's getting that nostalgia factor. My nostalgia was 5 minutes. Your nostalgia is probably, maybe it's been 15 years since you've heard this. I think about all that stuff when I'm talking, you know? I'm not just saying, hey, cool, beat, you know, whatever. I think about everything. I try to vicariously live through people sometimes. And that's how I get to, you know, keep this going. But all I'll say, to finish this off, is whoever did that, they understood the soul of Mega Man to me. You know? Yes, Mega Man is, but let's not kid ourselves. There's a lot of soul and emotion and feeling in those leads, and this just kind of proved that beautifully. There's a reason there's that many views on it. That was sick. And I would honestly love to hear more Mega Man in that style too. You know, just to ease off the gas pedal for a bit. Damn. That was great. That was a cool ass video. So an opening stage, a weird forest with technology that I really liked because it was different, and then a callback. Departure. And I heard that sand at the beginning too. You know what? I was gonna look at footage, but it's okay. I'll let you guys explain what's happening here. But this art is amazing. Anyways, that was a really cool. I needed that. I needed that. That was fun. That was fun. Thank you to all the requesters. Still a lot of Mega Man requests. Don't worry, I gotta get to them. But it's nice to revisit, and I still don't know if this is the debut of 02, but I'm gonna pretend it is. Thank you to all the requesters. Thanks to everyone you see on screen. I could not be here without them. Thanks to you for watching. My name is Jesse in the auditorium. Peace.